Did SBA use a credit check system that would trigger more denials and less acceptances because it's less widely used? Did SBA use a credit check system in an improper manner? And why did SBA effectuate hard pulls on your credit check rather than soft pulls against your credit? These are some bombshells for Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you had a good Memorial Day weekend. This is LALATE. As always, like and subscribe to this channel and drop your comments below, and we may feature them in tomorrow's recording. And as always, please click that alarm button on the front of this channel to get alerts when a new story goes live. And shortly, we're going to get to this shocking document which details really what went on about SBA hard pulls, soft pulls, the number of credit checks they did upon your account, why that was improper, and why they defaulted to Experian, Vantage, and not FICO. Boy, we have a lot for you today. And we'll be answering all 88 of your EIDL questions as well. And there's some bombshells, so please stay to the very end. First, let's answer a few of your questions before we get to these shocking new developments about how they did the credit check. Robert Henson, who can hold SBA accountable? How about the gang here getting together and doing a suit? Stay with LALATE, because this is far from over. We're on it, Robert. Gene Crom, first, thank you for your comment on me being 73 and still pushing through with this madness. We featured Gene on, I believe it was Sunday's recording. Gene is a business owner and is getting back to work despite problems with one of her eyes since COVID-19 hit. But I heard today there's a lawsuit against the SBA over the grant. Yes, that was our grant story last night and our grant story the day before. We'll drop them in the links above. Please watch both of those stories, and they were very well watched. Basically, she's talking about the claims. Now, what do I read? Am I correct? The only loophole I have for understanding is when you asked for the $10,000, nothing in the CARES Act said you would get $1,000 per employee. Yes, absolutely. So what LALATE detailed in those stories, if you did not watch those stories yesterday, from EIDL grant and EIDL loan, that the original CARES Act said that when you, the individual, asks for $10,000, you have a right to $10,000, and that SBA has no right to determine otherwise. It's based upon the applicant's request, not SBA. And you're absolutely right, Gene. Thank you for tuning in. Olaji BMW got my portal invite yesterday, 524, verified identity, close to max amount, woke up this morning. Approval, signed documents, waiting for disbursements. Once again, LALATE, you have been great about disseminating accurate info about this whole process. Thanks, and keep up the great work. Well, I'm so happy for you, Olaji BMW. Stay with us. Keep commenting. I want to know what happens with you on the next step. Don't leave us, and I want to know what goes on with you in the loan. Aaron Ward received my $1,000 grant 3 weeks ago, so he got his grant. Haven't received my loan portal. Early this morning, I got a credit check from Experian, which lowered my score by 6 points. Here we go. We're sort of tipping the iceberg of what we're going to be talking about shortly. One credit check dropped his score by 6 points. Lastly, I've been monitoring. My wife had her credit pull this morning, and she's a partner of my LLC. Her score dropped by 6 points. I'm unaware that a partner's credit would be pulled as well as making it by. This is just total crap. He said a different word than crap, but I obviously changed it. A great comment, and we're getting to yours, and we're getting to the core of your substance in a second. Vulture Culture, they sent me an offer for the loan, and I said okay, and a few hours later I was approved. All this happened last night. Well, great, stay with us for more. Cruz Juan, who comments on a regular basis, thank you, LALATE, for caring. I would jump on my $25,000 credit score. Actually, I was hit 3 times. 3 times his credit score was hit, and these are hard hits. Cruz, stay with us for a few minutes from now, because we're going to tell you why this is so serious. When I called and told SBA that it must have been a glitch, but what do? My credit score dropped 20 points every time it was a hit. I screamed. 20 points, he claims it was dropped every time it was a hit. Roy White, what's going on to the unused EIDL funds? That is the $1 million question. They have not run out of funds. Those funds are sitting there. So why are they siphoning and giving out portions of these funds is unclear. What if Cooper? I applied on April 4th, received $1,000 on May 1st, so he got a grant. I spoke to Tier 2. They said the portal invite should be coming. My question is, what if the loan is under $25,000? Do I have to carry the insurance? Yes. So click in the link above. We'll drop a link to our terms and conditions EIDL loan story. That's the one that has terms and conditions in the title. You need to watch that video because we go over the terms and conditions. You have to carry insurance even if you have a $1,000 loan. It is the $25,000 issue for collateralization. When you're over $25,000, you have to have collateralization. They will take collateralization. So please watch that story and our other EIDL collateral stories. They have collateral in the title. It's very important. Kim Aikens, lost sight in one eye. You may have some partial disability depending on the insurance plans you have. Best of luck. I think she's referring to Jean. South Texas now. I applied April 3rd. Just got approved for $8,000. Even though I applied for $25,000, my credit score is 735. Just got approved today. No grant so far. So South Texas now. Call up SBA and ask them, where's your grant money? Absolutely. Miguel the Bronx, who comments on a daily basis. Hey, LALATE. Hey, Miguel. I checked my Experian credit score today. I found an inquiry from SBA just waiting for the portal invite. I received my $1,000 grant on May 5th, so that's pretty recent. I would not be worried about where the loan invite is. It's pretty recent. Pacifica pressure washer. We have a lot of pressure washers watching this channel. I'm a small business in American Samoa. Congratulations. Oh, our first American Samoa viewer. I love it. Stay with us. And I applied April 9th. I have yet to hear or receive anything about SBA. Great content. So you applied April 9th. So you could be, in essence, what we call the 4/8, 3/30, 3/31 vortex. It refers to March 30th, March 31st, and April 8th. Those are days in which applications have gone nowhere. Call SBA. Call SBA and keep on calling SBA. Ask for Tier 2 consistently until you know where is your application. I'm sorry you haven't gotten the grant. You're not going to get the grant unless you get the loan first and the loan is approved. But update us. Stay with us. Corina, who comments on a daily basis. I was wondering if there'd be any chance to contact Experian and dispute the credit check if you did not receive the grant or loan. Yes. Absolutely, and I think that's the topic of another video, maybe today. Lil Nom, where can I find the video on how to request a higher loan amount than what was offered? I can't find the link, thank you. Boy, I think it was the middle of last week, and it's in the title. If you go on our page, and I'll drop in the link above the playlist for financial news. Click on that playlist, look through it, or you can go into the uploads and look. It's actually in the title where it says negotiate a higher loan amount. And if you don't find it, drop a comment, and I'll give you the link personally. Smart Tech window washing, Vortex 46 grant. Date 5/1, upper 500K, just a shame. Awful. Call SBA, it's been too long. Narcisco Mendoza, how far back can I go to use the loan? I got approved this week. Can I only start to use the loan for the day I got it? After that, I can go back and put more of those expenses even though I haven't received the money yet. I don't understand the question. You need to watch our terms and conditions video about what you're allowed to use the loan money for, because that video was recorded because so many of you were asking what can you use the loan money for. So please watch that, Narcisco, and thank you for commenting. Buy and sell Tucson pawn shops. Applied $428, $6,000 deposit. Kept calling, and finally $20,000, $500 appeared in my account. Processing. How long does it take to verified in my information? Nothing new. Still processing. How long does it take to process? Well, that's pretty recent. 525. It was originally 24 hours to receive funds after you're approved for your loan. Now it's taken up to at least a week. If it's longer than that, I would call SBA. Pano Bartis applied EIDL 410, received $1,000 grant 5/5. Very recent. Wow. Experian credit poll 526. You should receive your loan offer within 2 to 3 weeks from 5/5. Pando. Kevin Tatchell, 330 Vortex. Wow. Just waited. Got a $1,000 grant on 5/1. Oh my God, that is such great news. A 330 Vortex gets a grant on 5/1. Waiting to hear some more time. Find out it's 2 to 3 weeks, just like you said. He said Tier 2 told him it is 2 to 3 weeks to receive the portal invite after receiving the grant. Credit check was checked. Now have to wait to the 29th. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you, Kevin. Kim Akins. Yes, they should be able to dispute the second inquiry. So she is saying that if you had a second hit on your Experian credit score, you have a right to dispute it. Chad Clock, I'm sorry about that, received $1,000 3 weeks ago, had to call several days. Finally, a letter shows with a denial. Denial said it was dated back to April 28th, trying for reconsideration. Absolutely. The backdating of the letter is nothing. Everyone's having that happen to them. Kim Akins, you're 100% right. One credit check should be plenty. So with that, I'm going to really jump into the bombshell for today, which is what Kim is getting at. Let me back up. As you know, when you applied for an EIDL grant advance on the Streamline application back in March or April, you knew it was for a loan. I mean, that is without dispute. And at that point, you certainly knew that a credit check would be taken. Okay, we got that. But did you know there's going to be two credit checks? Did you know there are going to be 3 credit checks, or 10, or 12? Well, viewers of this channel, in today's comments on this video, yesterday's video on EIDL loan and EIDL grant, have now reported that they have received anywhere between 2 and 11 credit checks just for one application. What we initially asked you, how deep your credits scores fell, we thought we were going to hear 2 or 3 points. The comments now are somewhere in excess of 20 points. The reason why is that someone at SBA is hitting your credit over and over again. It is improper. When you do a grant, the grant is your money. It is not a loan. There's nothing lending about the grant. It is your money. Now, if one is to say the grant is an advance against the loan, then fine, you can pull a credit check once and that's done. But why is SBA doing 2 credit checks, or 6, or 10, or more? It's absolutely improper. So here is the other rub to it, and this is what is quite disconcerting. The type of credit that they are doing is Experian. We all know that. We've been detailing this on the channel for 2 weeks. But it's a hard pull, and that's what's quite horrible. When SBA did these credit checks, they could have done a soft pull. LALATE can now report to you. They could have done a soft pull, because a soft pull just verifies the initial credit worthiness of the applicant to begin processing the application. And if the soft pull fields a low credit number, which a lot of you have basically said, hey, I have a low credit number, and they allegedly have a threshold at which they don't want to lend below that low credit number, then they're done. If SBA inherently did not want to lend any money to people in the mid or low 500s, they could have done a soft credit pull on everyone, gotten back the number, and found if people were below that threshold, they're done. No grant, no loan, or grant and no loan, or however they wanted to claim their story about it. But to do a hard credit pull that gets them the same amount of information that a soft credit pull would on saying that someone is in the low 500s, we don't want a number we don't like, they went too far. Where they also went too far is they did 2 polls. Finally, what they also did is the following. They use Experian, which you don't know, Experian Vantage, if you don't know, is a brand. It's a brand that was launched by 3 credit agencies several years ago. They didn't use FICO. FICO is another brand. And FICO is the long-established entity. Now, when we talk about FICO on this channel, we don't talk about the minutia of FICO. There's FICO 2, there's FICO 8, there's FICO 9. There's all different types of FICOs. They didn't use any of the FICOs, which many of you would allege, and we would certainly support your allegations, is a more appropriate method of gauging your credit worthiness, and could have been done with a soft pull, but they didn't. Rather, what they did was hard pulls with Experian, which some of you allege is Experian Vantage, which some of you allege is a lesser product to have used. I want to turn right to Nate N2, who had a comment about this that was completely on point. Apparently, SBA has decided to use Experian Vantage Score 3.0. That's the third version of it, and not FICO scores. Now, he's being vague about FICO scores because there's FICO 2, there's FICO 8, there's all different types of FICOs. Not FICO scores that 99% of lenders use. There you go. The Vantage score is known to be typically lower than the FICO score, and that's probably why SBA chose to use it. Bombshell. Did SBA inherently choose a lesser used lending instrument to queue up more denials to give out less funds, when they could have used a more widely accepted lending instrument to get more approval of loans? And you know what this ties into? This ties into LALATE's story on the grant from yesterday and the day before, in which we've now detailed to you that they were informed by members of Congress that it's unlawful to not provide a grant to you within 3 business days of your request that amounts to $10,000 if you ask for $10,000, because that's what the CARES Act specifically says. Now what SBA's current policy is, and I don't care about lawsuits because they don't even know this is happening. These lawsuits were filed before this current policy, which came into effect approximately a week ago. You know it because you saw it on this channel, not this last weekend, but the weekend before. SBA is now no longer giving grants unless they approve a loan, and they deny a loan based upon Experian credit score Vantage 3.0, not FICO, you won't get a grant. It seems like there's a consistent pattern of queuing up matters and means to not pay you. And that is today's bombshell. When you look at soft polls versus hard polls, and I'm not going to bore you into those, but I will basically tell you that if you look at them, and I will read shortly from them, that financial professionals can use soft credits to pre-qualify customers before devoting time and resources on them. What it gives back is a number. It gives back a number. And if SBA says, hey, I don't want to write anyone under 550, fine. Soft poll will answer that question. Why are viewers of this channel having hard polls 2 times, 6 times, 11 times, so that their credit falls 20 points or more, when all you wanted to know is what their number was? And if you wanted to deny them based upon that number, you could have done a soft poll. Moreover, you didn't have to do 2 to 11 polls. A lot there, and it's very disconcerting, and I don't know where this is stopping, but it is not. Lynn Fix, let's go back to the comments. First President Caesar, sorry to skip him. Some good and bad news. Apply for agricultural May 9th. Got a portal invite on May 13th. Still no grant. I'm calling in asking to provide funds. SBA for grant money, $2,000. Once I receive the grant, can I return the loan back with no penalty? Yes, watch our video on that last weekend. It was very well received. A lot of viewers said today, Tuesday, they are signing loan documents to get their grant money. Once they get their grant money, they are handing back the loan and saying, thank you so much, enjoy your day. You are allowed to do it. It is a path that they have adopted, not something we would inherently advise. Lynn Fix, what do you mean by grant? $10,000 or $1,000? I got approved yesterday for $15,000, but I did receive $1,000 back in April. The $1,000 was your grant. Do I need to call SBA and say where the remaining $9,000 is? You can. They're not going to give it to you. Golden Peak. Hello, LA from New Mexico. Oh, I love this one. Golden Peak is one of our new Mexico viewers, which we have not had till now. Vortex 330, credit check 413. Nothing. Got a portal invite, approved for $15,700. Accepted it, got my loan documents signed, and in those, and then a bombshell. Checked my account earlier this morning. The loans hit my account approximately 4 minutes later at the second deposit of $3,000. The grant was deposited. So he signed, or she signed the loan document, and shortly thereafter, like literally instantly, saw the loan amount hit, and the grant amount hit as well as a separate deposit. I just want to know that because of you, I did not have to shut down my business, and I'm forever thankful. Well, that's very, very nice. Really, really appreciate that. Your brother in New Mexico. Very, very wonderful. Drop in the comments what type of business you have. We'd love to feature it on the channel and see what happened because of this EIDL process. Love to feature your business. Tim Reed, Tim Me 509. I watch around 6 different YouTubes, and yours is my favorite, Mr. LALATE is the best. Well, thank you. Applied 3:30, heard nothing except basic emails. Finally, I called, verified me by bank info, said nothing. The portal will show up soon. Wouldn't have done it without your videos. Wouldn't have done it without your videos. Thank you, LA. Also was told credit was pulled May 12th, not on my credit. Oh, I'm great to hear that. So update us when you receive the loan. I want to hear what happens. Mistrading. How did you come up with the name LALATE? Well, that might be another video unto itself. Anonymous unknown. Can anyone tell me how long it takes after they pull your credit to hear back from SBA? That's like, you know. Can you tell me where the Easter Bunny comes from? Wuhan. Perhaps the reason for the 2 credit checks is that SBA's contract. Okay, so Wuhan is just dropping some bombshells 20 minutes into this video. I hope you stayed with us. I told you there's bombshells later in this. Wuhan. Perhaps the reason for the 2 credit checks is that SBA contracted a company for the $500 million SIR Solutions, SER Solutions, for, quote, identity verification, data verification, and fraud detection, end quote. Can you imagine these misfits having to access your information? I believe that it's in an SBA memo released in regards to this, and we need to find the reasons for the cessation of the $10,000 grants. Very well said, Wuhan. Boy. Ricardo Hall. What will you do if LALATE? LA for president? Well, thank you. Dump truck woo. Great day. Applied 4-3, pulled my credit 513. Nothing since. I'd call them. That's too long. Harry Sachs. Every day is a bombshell. Every day is going to be a bombshell if I can do it. Robert Hansen. Thank you for all your help. Thank you for your comments daily, Robert. Jaime Gonzalez. For the ones asking about credit pull dispute. No luck once the application is filled and submitted. Credit can't be disputed because you are not approved. Interesting. Dimitri. Declined due to unverifiable information. Reason is so general. How to write a letter for reconsideration that's supposed to go into details? Watch our reconsideration video. It's up in the links above. We did about 3 videos on reconsideration. One is actually a screen share, a screenshot. We're going through the actual reconsideration law. So you please watch that one. Mike Davis, you're the best, LA. Well, thank you, Mike. Stay with us. Keep it up. Thank you. Jorge Solas Sanchez. I applied 515, got my grant today. 525, I don't get not loan. Oh, consider reconsideration, Jorge. I'm sorry to hear that. What do I do? Consider reconsideration. 3 States Net LLC, dispute the credit checks. Very well said. I think this is turning into a new video. Another video, dispute the credit checks. Viet 2, hey, Elliot, I think you should be a People's Act or People's News channel. I'm thinking that you would try to open donate channels to promote your own channel news. What do you think? I will support you, and I believe everyone in this channel agrees. Well, thank you, Viet. The best way to support this channel is watch all the videos. And tell your friends to watch the videos, subscribe, hit that bell on the front of the page, and watch the videos to the end. The algorithm likes when you watch the videos to the end. So turn on the coffee, go in the other room, come back in, and hear me talking from the other room. Paul Ryan, not that I would drive you out of the room, but you know what I mean. Paul Ryan just got a denial from EIDL on awful. I'm now going for a reconsideration. Good. The 330 Vortex. And my businesses are now closed and no longer doing business. The for-profit business is the transportation industry. Their response, thank you, your request will be received. Wow. Unseen Hero. Keep me up to date on that, Paul Ryan. Unseen Hero. Elliot, I've noticed the little banana emojis, at least the comment loved it everywhere in the same comment with a different name. Well, you know, loved it. Robert Henson. Check your spam folders. Yeah, a lot of you are receiving the EIDL loan portal invites and spam folders. Not so many, but some of you are. Cornfed. If you ask for a tier 2 supervisor, they won't give you no one. They'll tell you their boss's name, and they can't even get their email to their bosses. Not even going to get a call back. Shake my head. No, I mean, you can get tier 2 on the phone. If that person doesn't want to give you tier 2, you hang up the phone and call back again. Randy Bate. Does anyone think that the SBA workers are not pitching and choosing who they give their grant or loan to? All that you have to do is Google their name. How many Trump supporters are getting denied? Ooh. David Dez, do you think I could get one with a 540 credit score? Yes. I mean, we've had viewers on this channel get a 540 credit score and get loans, and there were some of them were decent-sized loans. I don't mean like 4 figures. They were, you know, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. So if you have comments in today's video, drop them below. And especially if you had multiple credit check hits on your count from Experian Vantage 3.0. I want to know, I just simply want to know how many hits you had and how many falls you took in your credit score. Some of you have said it, and that was the shocker for today. It's becoming a great source of information to understand how some of you really were put through the ringer here. And when you had 2, 3, 11 hits on your credit score, hard pulls, and had 20-point drops, it's just disconcerting. This is Tuesday, so if you have comments, drop them by 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time Wednesday, and we may feature them in tomorrow's story. As always, stay with LA for more.